Dan, can you tell us what you think about the jury's verdict?
Well, we respect the jury's verdict. You know, it was a little more than 15 months ago that a grand jury comprised of citizens from right here in Franklin County indicted this defendant, meaning that they found probable cause that he should be criminally charged and that this case should proceed to trial. And the family members of Takaya Young and her unborn child deserved to have a jury hear the evidence in this case and make a determination as to whether or not the defendant, the officer in this case, his use of deadly force was justified or was it not. And their verdict today spoke to that. They've made their decision, and whether or not the state agrees with it is irrelevant. It's the jury's decision. They spoke to that, and it's always been a matter of the citizens of Franklin County through their jury to determine what is and what is not an acceptable use of deadly force in their community.
Can you talk to me about maybe those who weren't following the whole trial, the difficulty of your role as a special prosecutor to come in here and try this case?
Well, you know, it's never easy first off to come into a court in a county that you're not familiar with. Obviously, the judges, the defense counsel, everything that goes along with that. But more importantly, you know, it never brings pleasure, certainly to a prosecutor, to be prosecuting a police officer for criminal charges. But that's how our system works, and that's our job as special prosecutors, was essentially to come in here and make sure the jury got a full presentation of the evidence and the facts, a fair presentation of what the facts were in this case, so that they could make an informed decision, and that's what they did.
Dan, there were a lot of emotions in that room from everybody, both sides and the jury. Seeing those emotions, it had to have been hard for you guys as well. What did you think of all the emotion in the room?
You know, it's an emotionally charged case. It's a difficult case, I think, from both sides, obviously, for the families from both sides of things. And unfortunately, at this time, I've not yet had a chance to sit down with Takaya's family and to get their, you know, their thoughts, obviously their emotions. Certainly, I'm confident to say they're disappointed in the verdict. And I'll have that conversation with them, but there's no surprise there's emotions involved, as there should be. They've lost, you know, their daughter, their granddaughter, family member, who's not going to come back.
And when you have that conversation with them, how are you going to approach this and talk to them?
Well, I'm not going to share that in public. That's a conversation that I'm going to have with them in private, out of respect for them.
Every case is different. Will you guys get a chance to speak with the jurors in this case?
Counsel's not speaking with the jurors in this case. As you probably noticed, the jury was emotional when the verdicts were read. So they've gone through, I've lost track, a 3-week trial, and we certainly thank them for the dedication that they put in for these 3 weeks, these long days, and not only listening to and considering the evidence, but their deliberation. So it's been emotional for the jurors as well. We've gone through 3 days of deliberation. That tells you it wasn't an easy decision for them as to whether this was justified or not.
Can you talk a little bit about the strategy of using his statement in your case, potentially keeping him off of the stand, and what, you know, maybe a different strategic decision he would have been on the stand and that could have influenced the case? Is that something you guys have thought about?
Well, you know, strategy goes into it to a certain extent, but more importantly, wanting the jury to have a full concept of what the facts in the case were. That's the most important thing to the state of Ohio, is to not to be hiding evidence. We wanted them to have the defendant's statement, whether or not he took the stand. And that was important for us to put in front of them.
Is there anything else you guys want to add?
I don't have anything further.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Appreciate it.
Safe travels back.
Thank you.